Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here, and today I will be showing you how to make my new Too-Faced bracelet. I came up with the name Too-Faced based on a show my son watches. The guy has two different faces when you're looking at him, and looking at this, the right side looks completely different than the left. So, I don't know, I just decided to name it Too-Faced. So there's the right side, and there's the left. So I love how it just has that different look. I actually wear this. This is actually considered upside down. It's technically, when you take it off the loom, it would technically go this way. So you can definitely wear it that way as well. I just think it looks a lot cooler upside down. But that's just my opinion. So this bracelet does take approximately 55 bands depending on your wrist size. And it is super easy to make. So let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet fit all the way around your wrist without an extension, you will need two looms or just 4 bar pins. You need 2 of them aligned side by side, and then with your connector, you're just going to put the next 2 right after it. So makes your loom super long. You can make it with 1 loom, but you will need to do an extension if you do it that way. So today I will be using silicone silver and white. So what we're going to do is lay 1 single band going diagonal to the right, and I'm going to use my white for that. And now with my silver, I'm going to make basically like a side triangle. It needs to go around these 3 pins on the left. So that's also 1 single band. So I usually put it on the bottom one, and excuse my hand. But I put it on the bottom, I pull it to the left, but instead of letting go, I then pull it up. So it's pretty easy. Now we're going to lay our white again. So our white's going to go right on top of that silver, going straight up like that. And now we need to lay our silver again. So our silver needs to go around these 3 this time. You can remember where your silver needs to go basically by where the last white one is. Not the one that you just laid, but the one before it. So after each silver, you need to lay your white diagonal band. Again, this is where my last white ended, so I'm going to place my silver there. Or you can also just look at where's the last 2 pins you started your last silver on, and you just go to the next one. So it's really easy, but I'm just going to go down my loom, laying my whites, and then laying my silver. I don't like my bands twisted, so I'm going to fix that. Whoops. There's nothing else to it. You literally just lay your 1 diagonal white and then your little triangle, as I call it, silver. I have not done this bracelet with the silicone bands yet, so hopefully it looks okay. If I'm taking too long, you can certainly go ahead and fast forward it and follow the following instructions. I take it down to the very end of the loom until you can't go anymore. Sorry, I didn't even realize my loom wasn't centered. Kind of makes an arrow. I just realized that. Like if you're looking at the silver and then the white going through it, it's kind of, you can kind of look at it like a sideways arrow. I will also be posting a variation of this design at the same time, which will be called Twisticle, so definitely keep an eye out for that as well. It is very, very similar to this layout. Okay, so I just laid my last one, and this is what your loom should look like all the way up. Just make sure that you didn't accidentally lay your triangle on the opposite pins, because I know I did that when I first came up with it. Just make sure you push all your bands down. My bands are quite twisted, more than I like them to be, so hopefully it still comes out looking nice. Turn your loom around with your arrows facing yourself. And now we are going to start the hooking process, but first you need to grab one band, which is the color of your diagonal bands, which for me is white, and you're going to put a cap band on the left side. So just make sure it's on there twice. And then using your hook, you're going to grab that cap band and stretch it over to the right side, but twisting it on. So I'm pulling forward and then twisting it backwards to put it on so that it creates that X in the middle, basically creating a cap band for both of those pins. Once you've done that, we can go ahead and start hooking. And what we're going to do is go in the left pin and hook the white band forward. And we're going to go in this pin and hook the silver forward. So it's so easy. Push back your cap band, grab your white band, and go forward. Go inside your cap band on the right pin, grab your silver, and bring that forward. Going inside all of these bands, grabbing your white, go forward. Go inside all these bands, grabbing the single band, and bringing that forward. So you do that all the way up the loom. Make sure you're getting inside all of your bands, pushing them all out of the way, grabbing that one band, and going forward. Doesn't matter if you go left to right, you know, right to left, or all up the left side and then all up the right side. It really doesn't matter. I find it easier to go left to right, though. So if you do get ahead of me, that's perfectly fine. Just don't loop the very last pin because it will not be looped the same as the rest of them. So just stop at the very last one until I catch up. I've said this in previous tutorials. If you've watched them before, I would fast forward this during editing, but I don't have that option on my editor, so sorry. If anyone has any knowledge or knows of any editing software that is good for doing these type of videos that has that option, please message me. I'd love to know, because I haven't found any. Getting closer to the end finally. Oh, okay, so now that we're at the last pins to loop, and instead of going forward like we've been doing, you're going to bring it over to the right, like that, and then you're going to go inside your right pin and bring that forward like you did last time. So basically the only difference is instead of pulling the white forward, you're bringing it to the right for the closure. So now you're going to grab one more band, which I'm going to use my silver, since that is the top colored band over here, and we're going to push it through all of the top bands on the right pin. Whoa. So get your hook, slide it down through all of the right bands. Whoops, I didn't mean for that to pop off. So don't pop yours off. You need to slide that band up through all of the other bands, and you want it on your pin when you do that, because this is going to be tricky. Aha, I did it, but I wouldn't take the chance. Once you pull it up through all of your bands on that pin, that is where we can attach the C-clip. So I'm going to do that now. Just make sure you get it around both bands. Okay, so once it's attached, release that top band and then grab close to the loom and just pull up, holding onto your bracelet, and pull up and go all the way down, just pulling up carefully. Stretch out your bracelet. I kind of go like, I grab a little bit and I go like this, and then I like push it, pull it out, push it together. It just kind of helps bands that may be like tucked in. And then on the other end, locate your C-clip, come down to the other end. You have actually a bunch of bands you could choose from. You could do the 2 vertical or you could do the horizontal. It really depends on what you want to do. Let's see. I'm going to use the 2 inner ones, which are those. Like so. Okay, so I just wanted to change my camera angle. So technically, based on the looming, the bracelet should be worn like this, with these on the left side. But like I said in the beginning, I like to wear it upside down. I just think it looks better like that. But what you want to do, because it may look a little messy, and again, I use silicone bands, so it may look a little different than yours. When you're holding it upside down like this, your whites may be tucked in a little bit where the silver is. So I just grab my hook or your fingers and just grab that top band and just pull it out like that. And just do that all the way down the loom, like that. It just gets kind of stuck when you pull it off the loom. But that definitely makes a difference, so hopefully you guys would do it, because it will make your bracelet look way cooler if they're not tucked in. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I really like this two-faced bracelet. If you do make it, please tag me at Loves to Loom on Instagram. I would love to see your take on my design. And yeah, so please give this video a thumbs up if it helped you guys at all. And I will see you all at my next video. Remember,